Okay, I'm going to go off and then I will come right back on. Um, okay, I think she's here. Good evening.
Good evening. It's getting fixed anyway, but it's fine.
And Merry Christmas in arrears.
Thank you. And Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you very much. And thank you for joining me here.
Yeah, so it's nice seeing you again. You would then come to my studio at Kiss FM Lagos.
Yes,
I'm
course.
here on your own show.
It's been a while, eh? Last time I saw you was in 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Jesus, that's been a long time. Time flies, eh?
It does. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. How's the Christmas over there?
Very well. Let's get that going.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to make it. I'm going to make. My plan is to make it very conversational. It's not going to be an interview. I don't want to make it boring for you or for myself. So it's an open kind of conversation.
Debate.
Yeah. Exactly. An all-comers game. Yeah. So everyone knows mine is my page. My name is Sopruchukwu Benade Hidoye, and with me today is Francess Olisa Ogbonnaya, Mrs.
Yeah. They call me Tabitha anyway.
Popularly known as Tabitha. She's a media personality. I wanted to read out her CV or her resume, but that's going to take a whole day. It's like a news report. So I decided not to do that. So for the first time, I'm going to allow her to actually blow her own trumpet, you know. Of course, most of the time, people don't normally do that. So she's going to introduce herself. She knows herself better than I do. And then we'll take it from there. So, Mrs. Ogbonnaya, tell us who you are, what you do, and then, yeah.
Okay, my name is Francess Olisa Ogbonnaya, but my friends call me Tabitha. Basically, everybody calls me Tabitha. And then I'm a broadcast journalist. I'm a media person per se, you know, so I'm a PR person. I added a little bit of politics into it recently. So I work for a state governor as a special advisor on gender matters. That's on the side. But basically, I'm a broadcast journalist. I'm a media person. I do nothing but media, how to work around media. I take advantage of the media. That's what I do.
Okay, that's actually very. I'm going to put up.
Since we're going to be talking about marriage and stuff, so I'm actually a wife of 14 years. I'm a mother of 2 children, almost teenagers. Yeah, a teenager and one other person. So, I've been there.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. You're also a special assistant to one of the Nigerian, one of the southeast or one of the eastern Nigerian.
Special advisor actually, not an assistant.
Oh, special advisor on gender affairs. So you're very qualified for this kind of topic. You know, like I chose the right person. What actually triggered me was your write-up. What you wrote, I think it was a day ago or so. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I think she has a basic grasp of what fuels, what do you call it, polygamy, which is the main theme of our discussion in Nigeria. So, as a basic foundation, I'm going to actually, you know, there's I put out a study. It came from Tinder, Harmony, Instagram, Facebook, and the other dating sites that I'm not going to mention all of them because I don't know them off the head. So actually, what I found out was they did a study. They wanted to understand what fuels polygamy, because you know we live in a time whereby polygamy is frowned at. Women literally flinch when you talk about polygamy. People get angry. People get agitated. But they did a study on dating sites. So what they found was that 80% of the women want 5% of the super successful, high-value men, the wealthiest of the society.
Okay.
And as you know, if you're a student of social sciences, you know that wealth tends to stack up.
I'm trying to see how I can share this.
Okay. In every society, you usually have the top 5% of men. It doesn't even matter what the system of the society is, if it's capitalism, socialism, what have you. You usually have the top high percent, 5%, who earn a lot, who have most of the money, who own the properties, and who own everything, who run the system. What the shows that on these dating apps, what this 80% of the women does is that they swipe right when some of these guys come up on their profile. So they swipe right means that they want to date this person, they want to go out with this person. Left means we don't want this person. So what they actually gather, from the data they gather, is that most of the women want the top 5% of the men. That's actually the baseline of what fuels polygamy. The more things change, the more they remain the same. We think we've abolished polygamy, we no longer know. What we actually have nowadays is informal kind of polygamy. Men they don't go out and marry 9 women. What they do, they marry one wife, put her at home. It's a monogamous situation, but they have mistresses because they are high value men. They have money. A top G like Atiku Abubakar is not going to be with one woman. You understand what I'm saying? So I want you, based on what I've just said now, what's your take on polygamy in general?
Okay. That's you've actually done a very wonderful introduction, saying that the way it is, the reality on ground is a monogamous setting with touches of polygamy, informal setting, but that's what I am against. I am saying it's not nice, it's not advisable, it's not healthy having a wife, then keeping 5, 6, 10 mistresses. You understand? And most of these men go as far as having kids with all those mistresses outside, and then at the end of the day, like I have a colleague in my former place of work, radio station. She was this Bonnie and Clyde with her husband until her husband passed on unexpectedly.
Yeah.
After her 40th birthday, passed on. They were on the island, and I think if I share this, she will watch it.
Okay.
So she now found out that the man had a child with another woman on the mainland.
Yes.
And he noticed that the man usually go to mainland every weekend. Like he doesn't miss going to weekend on the mainland. His parents stayed at the mainland though, but he wasn't going to his parents' place. So the light is back. So he would always say he's going to hang out with friends, He'll mention like 1 or 2 friends that the woman knows, and the woman was now comfortable and say, okay, until he passed on. A child showed up, a woman showed up. And actually they were actually married at the registry.
Jeez.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. So she actually fainted and shit like that. I don't think she has actually survived it yet, because the signs of those, those high blood pressures are still there. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not in support of such lifestyle. And number 2, I'm a pro culture person. I know social cultural factors, African culture.
Yeah.
I've never seen an institution whereby I've looked around. I've never seen anything demonic about polygamy. I have not. Polygamy gives name to people who are ought to be who are nameless. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Polygamy gives home to women. We're saying this, some women are actually thinking that what's Tabitha trying to do? We're supposed to be fighting for it. I'm actually fighting for them, but they don't know. Many women are looking for partners. Go, they are filled churches, spiritual houses. They are everywhere looking for husbands. And where are the husbands? The husbands are married to just one woman. We're saying, one thing I know is that polygamy is capital intensive. You must agree. Those who are well-to-do, who know they can, should take more women, so that some of these women will be off the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that has been my position, and it remains the position. Get a woman. If you can afford to do them, make it formal. Stop giving birth to people, giving birth to children all around who end up don't know who their father is and who their father was, and at the end of the day will have misplaced identities. Because tomorrow it might just be deep. That's what I'm saying. That's where I premised most of my argument. Very,
very sound. Like, you see, the basic foundation of polygamy in the days of our forefathers was actually to share the wealth. Because that was like a kind of economic redistribution channel. Spread the wealth. Because like I said earlier on, in whatever society that you go to, you're going to have those top guys who have money, who have most of the wealth. So what our ancestors did was, we want to spread this wealth. How do we do it? You have this guy, he has like lots of money, he has lots of slaves, his band of yam is like one of the biggest in the village. There were a lot of people, families who are starving. So what they do, they take on so many wives. That was the way of helping out these other like poorer families. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's also about status, cementing power bases in the society. So now, we think we've evolved. We think that times have changed, but things have remained the same. In a place like Nigeria, for instance, which is actually the poverty capital of the world, as of today, we don't have like financial social nets whereby we assign certain amount of money to the poor. We don't have those kind of things.
Yes. No, so there's no social security for the poor.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We have to make do with what we have. So if men, top guys, high value men are willing to take on women, are willing to marry probably many wives to be able to provide for them, I don't see how that's a problem. And you see, another problem is the sheer hypocrisy of the whole thing. Most of these women who complain about polygamy, they are dating married men.
That's what I'm saying. And my man is funding their lifestyle. And then they're funding their lifestyle.
Yes, you made an important point in your post. You said that for every woman that marries a divorcee, was dating that divorcee even when he was still married to his wife. It doesn't happen
most times.
Out of the blues.
85 or 90%. For example, I'm not judging basketball, but just give that man some time. You realize who he ditched his wife for. Yes. This woman stay behind the back. Say, I'm a wife. So I know. And before being a wife, I have been there. So I'm not saying I didn't fall from the blue. See, these people, those perfect, they are the perfect side chicks. You know what they do? They'll give you that ambience, that comfort. When you have a problem with your wife, you come to them. They will advise you, honey, leave her. Women, they'll keep entering. This is their pattern. It's a particular strategy. Oh, no. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me prepare something for you. Like that. Before you know, they'll engineer you into hating your wife who has done nothing wrong to you. Yeah. Then the woman is out. Yeah. Then they come in. After some months, they come in. And the church will now wear them. I think some of the factors contributing to this thing are religious factors. Some form of Christianity, where you have the Catholic Church, some of this Pentecostal church, trying to demonize polygamy, something that's even in the Bible. They are the ones who will tell you they will not wed somebody who has been married before. So women, helpless women who need a place to call their own, would want a white wedding. They will want to, so they have to devise their own crafty means, most times very diabolic, where they take over other women. But I'm saying those things are not right. If a man loves you, love a woman, the man is already married, submit to the man and his first wife and be number two. So you can also have a son name. Instead of devising evil means to send the first wife away.
Yeah.
If people come to me as a young woman, as a young wife and a young mother, they come with a lot of advice. You come to marry me, you come to that, say, Auntie, Sister Tabitha, there is this man who is coming for me. I'm like, wow. How old is he? You tell me he's 42. I'm like, but yeah, I'm still single. He said he was married. He won't let you know. I'll say, what happened to his first wife? I'll ask you that. I won't let you finish. What happened to the first wife? Where is the first wife? You now start telling me, I begin to. You understand?
Yes.
You don't know anything about the first wife. There must be something. There was somebody there before. So it's our religion. Their religious situations have contributed so much to this thing. Let me tell you, most of those women on Yule Doshi's page, on all those places, they want to be second wife. They wouldn't mind, but they are afraid of societal backlash.
Like let me give you another example. The Oni of you see the caliber of women is marrying. That actually explains, traces the point even more. Like let me tell you what's going on. Yeah? The basic proclivity of a woman or your average woman out there, if you select them randomly out of the population, they are not against polygamy. They're against poverty polygamy.
Polygamy, that's correct.
You understand?
Yes.
Exactly. If because you know what I mean, you were in the media. You know who Oni is. You know his work.
Yeah.
His net worth is probably one of the richest people in Nigeria. We know that.
Yes.
So he can get any woman he wants.
Yeah.
You understand? Most, not all the women, because you're always going to have exceptions. We accept that. But most of the women, if he wants, he points his finger, they're going to go for him because his financial security, economic security, clout, political connection,
influence.
You know what influence. And if you tell let's say you're driving on the street or whatever, you meet a policeman, you tell them that I'm the wife of Oni of Ife. That's like a one-way ticket out of trouble.
I'm the Olori. And the police would even want to ask, what number are you? Because it wouldn't matter. You have used the cloud and let me tell you, in as much as we try to demonize what's happening to you and so on, most of those women are there for the Edochie name. Those two women.
Yes.
Is the Edochie, they are there for the Edochie. For example, this young girl, the other second one, Judy. Judy is tied to the apron of Yule because it's only Yule who could give her career a lead. She's a poor performing actress.
Yes. Yes.
Who's been running around chasing roles?
She's not an A-list actress.
She's not even B. She's not even B.
No,
you understand?
She's an Asaba Wood actress. You know.
So and even at the Asaba, she's at the CD level. So you understand? So it was only you who could give her career a meaning. The name was it for her.
Yeah.
So she has to just do all she could do to just stay, you know, and get you at all costs. Hold on to you. And of course, we never knew Judy before. We never knew her as an actress. Many never knew. Now they know her. Listen to the first wife, who ordinarily, if at all, the claims of she's making of being not being told how she would have walked away if not for the Edochie surname. Yes. She's living off the surname.
You Ledochie is my age mate. We all grew up in Enugu. We used to attend parties in those days. So I know her, and I know you as well. You know.
Yeah. So you realize the influence. They are paying for the influence. Yeah. So that's what women are looking for. They are not saying polygamy is evil. They know it's not. That's
exactly. I'm not pro polygamy. I'm not someone who's campaigning for polygamy. The sheer hypocrisy is what pisses me off. The sheer hypocrisy pisses me off.
I can't just wake up and tell somebody get 2 wives. No. You understand? Yes. It's considering the financial it's capital intensive and whatnot. But the truth is that if it has to be done, if it's the only thing left, let it be done. There's nothing evil about it. That's my own. And then again, instead of you having so many mistresses, having children here and there who know their father is, man not marry the man and marry the child, marry the woman for the sake of the child. You understand? And let me tell you, sometimes it's believed most times that I'm looking for Igbo cosmology now. That sometimes men have their king outside. Most of those children giving birth outside the marriage are the real people who carry whatever of the man. That's the truth. At the end of the day, you realize those ones that they gave birth at home, they keep what happened, but their father was such a prominent man. How come none of the children, the real man, the real person who has been giving birth outside?
Just like saying that Dibia Marumado. You can get Dibia outside. You understand? Yeah, exactly what you explained.
And outside.
You understand? That one is the chosen one. But
And I will tell you, the Edochies being a very cultural conscious family, considered that before going to pay his bride when they gave birth to DK.
Yeah.
So it still happens. I know there are many top political leaders. You hear that this man is not actually the man who is their father is not actually their father. So check most of those top leaders. They have this kind of stories around them. Yeah. You understand? So these are the things that can be nipped in the bud. They can nip in the bud. If you can afford it, do it. And what I'm saying is that my position is simple. There is nothing evil about polygamy. I am for polygamy instead of divorce. Divorce should be the last. I mean that the list of the last options. Like for polygamy, for divorce to be on the table, it must have to be clear. I mean, outright clear threat. Our attempt at taking your life is on the table.
Yeah.
Not mere exchange of words, not some nasty. They'll be like, oh. And some of these women they'll be in their marriage, they find a man who has more money, and they'll start claiming abuse. I'm a journalist. I have reported.
I take the things that you write on the face value because
I have information.
For being a journalist, you get out there. You know what's happening.
To politics. So I have reported divorce cases. Then when I was an intern in one of the newspapers. So every morning my job was to go to customary court where they are dissolving marriages. So I've had stories. At the end of the day, when you interview the couple, he will tell you, Auntie, people say they beat me, Jerry. The man know they give me money for food. You understand? He has come to tell court. He has come to tell court that they are beating him. Beating her, I mean to say. So most times you realize that people are living for greener pastures. And they know that the easiest way to live or to call parties, public sympathy is to say
abuse.
Abuse.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
As if men don't get. I wrote that men also get abused. They got angry with me. I'm a mother of a son. I have a son. I have brothers.
You see this new wave feminism thing. What they forget to mention is that what they forget to remember is that they have brothers, they have fathers, they have sons.
But I wouldn't want you to use the word feminism. Because it's not feminism. It's not feminism. I know what feminism is.
You know what the problem with this feminist thing is, yeah?
I'm a feminist.
What is written what is written on the paper is different from what is being exhumed. You see, what is written on the paper is not a problem. We understand that part. But the paper doesn't do anything. It's the human beings who call themselves feminists. We judge them based on their actions. And so far, what we've seen is this toxic, like, I can't stand them. I can't stand
Let me tell you,
I'm
not getting, no, I don't believe you. Chimamanda Adichie is a feminist. And she has made her marriage work.
Exactly.
Beyonce is a feminist. And Amanda sent something the other day. She said, you don't go around being rude to people and they ask you, say, I'm a feminist. Feminism doesn't mean being rude to men.
Most of these little girls that run around and talk about this feminism, they actually misconstrue. They take what they've read about. They idolize Chimamanda. But they don't say, okay, but how this woman that I idolize is still with her husband? Because for some of these little girls, they think being a feminist is abandoning your husband, being rude to men, being aggressive, being like, you know what I'm saying? But they don't look at this, their role models, and say, okay, fine. I say that I claim to be on the same level with her, the same wavelength with her, in terms of the feminist ideology and what have you. But what do I actually bring to the table? What do I exhume? What do people see when they interact with me? Like people of the opposite sex. It's aggression. It's being rude. It's being crass. It's being loud.
That's a problem we're all trying to address. Most of us at the forefront are trying to address. But what I want to tell you is this. I also teach young women all the time when I have the opportunity. When I go for a speech, first thing I do, I introduce myself as a wife and a mother. And I will let you know. You see, what I try to do that is that I'm trying to correct the impression, especially for young men joining in my kind of business, which is non-politics. It's believed for you to be successful in politics, you must have been divorced. They run around from one politician to another.
Yeah, but
it's not Tabitha.
Most of the time in school, but it's not like always. You have exceptions like you.
No. It's not exception. No, it's not about me. I'm telling you that successful female politicians, and most of them are usually very married. But they only look at those who didn't succeed. I don't know how else to explain it. They will look at those who didn't succeed. We are from Imo State. I know this girl, Uju, the House of Assembly member for Njaba. Uju is married. She's from Enugu. She married in Njaba, and she's presenting her husband people, and she's been there. If you're not doing what your husband has, you will not represent them. This person is there. Uchekunife is from another zone. She's from Anambra South. She married a man from Anambra Central, and she's been in her husband's house representing them. We have OBS Ekoseli. She's been married, doing well politically. We have the number one woman in Africa. She's married. What Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala? You understand? But these people will leave. These young women will leave all these successful women who has managed their homes and careers very well, and be looking at those who just very few. You understand? So feminism doesn't really have to mean wanted. I remember sometimes when I made a view about women that men go through abuse too and some stuff like that. Some people came to me as a social advisor on gender matters. Don't I know I should be supporting women? I say supporting women all the time when I'm a mother. Being a special advisor on gender doesn't mean I have to start hating men. Being a gender advocate doesn't mean hating men.
That tells you the mindset of these people. Like in the feminism movement, we have the core of it, the sensible ones amongst them, which even myself, I support them all the time. But we have these ones, crazy ones. When I tell them off, I don't tolerate them. I don't give them a chance. Because probably they do with some kind of guys, not me. I'm not that kind of guy that you come and mess with. If you show respect, I also return the favor. But like you have these people, this group of people in this feminist movement, because like I understand, like in every movement, you have the extremes, the radicals amongst them. So most of them are the role models for these little girls who are 21, 22, 25, in their 20s. The crazy one, they don't understand that the woman's value in the romance marketplace is between the ages of the late teens and probably early 30s. After that, you're done as a woman. You are done. The romance marketplace.
You're not really done. You're not really done.
No,
you're not done.
No, I understand, but like your.
But the chances become slimmer.
Exactly.
No, not that your value doesn't reduce. Rather, you add more. You have to add more value.
Exactly. But like how many women have the capacity to add that more value? Very few. But an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old doesn't even have to do anything. You just have to be there. If you're beautiful, that's actually, you've won a raffle draw. That's like a key to the heaven. You do whatever you want.
It's not true.
But no. Even at the biological aspect, the biological level to it, a woman, once you hit 35, 36, 37, most of your birthing eggs are gone. Most of your birthing eggs are gone. So a man who's going to put up with you is taking a risk. He's taking a, if the man wants children, most men want, I want children. I want 10 or 15. If a man wants children, at the age of 36, 37, the chances are reduced. You understand what I mean? At the age of 40, whatever, we will have IVF and like all the fertility.
All the artificial insemination processes.
How many people can afford it? We're talking like naturally. Some of these they don't understand these things. They just shout and scream and they'll be whiling away their time until they get old. You know?
What I've tried to do, you understand, especially for young people, is to make them understand that you can actually be married and still achieve your dreams. Most of them they are afraid. From the studies, they are afraid that I get married, especially an Igbo man. There's this belief that an Igbo man wouldn't allow you to pursue your dream. You understand? So my job is to let them understand that you can actually be young, get married, and still achieve your dreams. This is a reorientation process. You understand? So don't blame them too much. They are afraid, and why are they afraid? They have seen there are facts relevant to the facts in question. There have been evidences of people getting married and they die with their dreams. You will see a woman who was a beautiful singer in her teens, trying to make great songs. And I was like, where is she now? They say, she got married and that was it. Even the university, there are classmates you had that were so bright. Let me tell you, I was in Oka. I didn't grow up in Oka. My early days of marriage was in Oka because I was a student there. Then I would later graduate, left, join my husband abroad. And one day I visited Oka. I saw one girl. She used to be so beautiful. What do you mean beautiful? Everything. And I saw her around a place called Thameside. She was not looking wrinkled. In fact, she was just, and she said, I knew her. She was so fine that we come from Malaysia. I stopped. I said, I stopped again. She said, I got married and then stops. I said, stops. So you realize when other young women see somebody like that person now, they will be so afraid. You understand what I'm saying? People want to live their dreams. So some people, their dreams are not just about marriage or hair, because life should also.
Here is the upside and downside to it. If you're a woman, like you said, one thing that you said now that I like very well is that you can actually, chase your dreams and still get married and everything. Because in a place like Nigeria, because our context is Nigeria. In the West, you don't really, because they have like a lot of financial social net that will help you in old age. In Nigeria, it's different. If you do not have children at old age, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Because in real time, your cousins, your nephews, your nieces, they're not going to take care of you. When you start, everybody have moved out. When you are now incapacitated, you're vegetable, probably you're shitting on yourself on the bed. Nobody's going to take care of you but your children. So what is happening is that this craze is coming from women who are living in Canada, women who are living in America, advising Nigerian women who are based in Nigeria. You see, it's kind of off. Because in Nigeria, you need to have children. Because when you are 60 years old, even if you've had a fantastic career and everything, that you can afford an extra Gucci bag, is not going to make you happy. Because if you don't have grandchildren, you don't have children who are going to take care of you. Village now. Everybody's in the village now, taking care of grandma. Grandma is happy that his grandchildren are here and everything. If he needs everything, you call his children, they will probably send their nanny who takes care of them. In Nigeria, if you don't have children, if you don't have those social media, family around, you are in trouble. Even if you are in trouble, you're in trouble. Big trouble. But our people don't understand context. Somebody will be in America, without
probing, without asking.
Relate what you are reading or what you're grasping from the outside to your local realities, but very few people are able to do that. You understand?
Yes.
So back to polygamy.
Yes, let's go back.
We need to look at Nigeria.
Okay.
Nigeria, our system is patterned such that brown is actually what is making the money, what is driving the economy, not brains. Okay. In the West, they have formalized the economy such that because a woman and a man head to head, their brain capacity is the same. The physical aspect of it is where the man is superior. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. So in Nigeria, brown wins, not brains. Oye bunkere.
Okay.
Yahoo, and the things that come with it. People who drive keke. All those our brothers in Ladipo, in Member Market, in Ariara. Those things are physically demanded. So what it now means is that at any given time in Nigeria, the men are going to be the ones anymore.
Yes.
Because the Nigerian economy is very informal. It needs physicality for you to make money out of it. You understand?
I think I will have to mention my friend. I think you mention my friend who made a post. I think I mentioned on the post. Brusha Knifey. One day she mentioned that women should go to men and learn how they make money.
Yes.
You understand?
In
so
Nigeria.
That post was talking in Nigeria. That post was talking about the fact that they wonder. One man said that sometimes she wonders that she works as much as his brothers, and those will end up having more money. I was bothered though by that question. This was so recent. Then I was so bothered. I said, "This thing looks." And I went to comment. I said, "Oh, Ishana, you are correct." That I realized that for a woman to make her own 5 million naira, it takes more. Apart from, I now said, apart from gift from a man.
Exactly.
Gift. You understand? That is true. It's very mystical. So it was long later I sat down. I had an introspection. I realized it's due to the fact that making money in Nigeria is energy that's physically daunting.
You know, when I visit home, I will stay in Lagos for 2 weeks.
Sapping.
I will stay in Lagos for 2 weeks. I will lose weight. I'll be tired.
You even get back every. So time sapping. You understand?
Yeah.
Only men can endure all the stress. You understand? Only men, and sometimes very few of us who are women who just want try. It's still easy for us. You understand? Despite how I try to use all my akala, all my contacts, I realized that I have a friend. We are the same age. We are age mates. Okay, I'm going to be 38. He's 39. In fact, we do almost the same deals. But he makes more money. He just finished building a new hotel. You understand? Effortlessly. So, and this person is my long time partner. You understand? So I realized he makes. While I'm still struggling maybe to finish one house, he has done 2, going to 3rd one. So at the time I wasn't going to be jealous because I know we do almost the same thing. So I realized that he can wake up. Somebody can call him for a business by 2 a.m. As son will drive out. You understand? But someone cannot come by that. I will not leave my house.
Yes, because you're
he
a
will
married
go
woman.
And do the business.
Yes.
I'm a married one with children. Yeah, exactly. He will go and do the business. You understand? So, and there are so many things he could do that I can't do. Physical, they are legit too, but they are physically daunting. Yes. Their energy sapping. The highest I now do for him and some other friends is they will consult me for idea and say, Tabs, how will you do this thing? I will not collect money for the idea.
Yes.
Then they are the one who goes to the field. They make more money than me. So, it is the truth because the informal nature of our economy, men would always make more money.
Exactly.
You understand?
That's why
they will always make
those who are frowning at polygamy in Nigeria, they don't understand the full context.
They are not on ground.
They are delusional.
They are not on ground.
You understand? They don't understand what happens in Nigeria. Because you see, what's happening is actually this. In Nigeria, any man that makes 20 million naira in a year is a high value man in a Nigerian context. Like in dollars and in pounds, 20 million is not a lot of money. In Nigeria, like the purchasing power, the value of our naira, probably outside Nigeria it doesn't mean it, but in Nigeria it means something. In Nigeria, any man that makes like 2 million naira every month, it's a high value man. That's actually the benchmark for me. That's what I use.
Yes,
it's a high value man.
True.
Yeah, so he's gonna marry you, but he's gonna have mistresses. So if you want to take a second
because
wife,
even if he doesn't
the women are gonna come for him.
It's called the ant and sugar theory.
Exactly.
A rich man in Nigeria is a sugar.
Yes.
Then women are the ants.
Yes.
Clean this table as clean as this table.
Yes.
No ant here.
Yeah.
So drop 1 cube of sugar. And by the time I come back, I'll be that. Naturally, I didn't call them for a meeting. So it's like, I bet people are fake about this thing. I'm not, Tabitha is not the one born with it. If I wasn't married, and I'm 38, almost 38 now, I'm married, I'll look for somewhere and answer a son.
Yes.
That's the truth.
You'll be able to provide for you and your kids.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So, but the truth is that Nigerian women has failed. Going about social media, abusing you, abusing this one. Even I saw one girl, she's my colleague, sort of. I think she's also an advisor, but she's an actress, saying that if you say something again, she's gonna attack you. That you is in that if they don't treat you's fault, that you is gonna influence her husband. Does she know what her husband is going to because of you's decision? So I was just crazy. Nigerian women has not even sat down to understand what May might have gotten wrong. Are you getting what I'm saying?
No. Like if there's a marital fracas between a man and a woman, it's usually the man's fault. In a place like Nigeria, you know?
So
like on social media.
So while I kept on making researches. I listened to that just on a live video with interviews on some women. So one of them is Judy's friend. One of them are all just random people. But from the random persons, I noticed that you have a husband who usually get roles outside of Lagos. He stays like 3 good years non-stop. He's in Nigeria and would only come home once in a while. You understand? You don't know where he stays in Enugu or Asaba. You don't really care to know much about him as long as he sends money home. Then comes once in a while. Until he now got to this point, he started running. I have a man who doesn't live in Nigeria. But I make effort to visit. Why I make effort to visit? Not as if I would die, if I didn't visit. Sometimes I will tell him I'm coming in February. He'll say, dollar, guinea cow. Ticket here. I'll tell him, don't bother. I save money. So I now told him, don't worry. I'm buying ticket myself. He said, you know what I did? I want to be involved in what he's doing. I actually want to know him. You understand? Because I know I'm into politics.
Yeah.
He might be here one day. Something will happen. They say this is what he does.
Yeah.
I want to know what he's doing. Recently, he sent money and said, I should forward the money to one woman that they need to buy something. And said, I told him I will buy it. He said, I told him, teach me. Let me go and buy it myself and wave you to your country.
You know, Tabs, you know,
I want to get involved.
Tabs, you know another thing that we also need to understand. You is a high value man. Probably not as wealthy as your. He's not. He's a high value man. He's
a high valued man. He's a brand and he's a fine man.
You know what I'm saying? He's a fine man. Everyone wants to be with him. He's popular. Women love those kind of men.
He has influence.
With a man like that, you're gonna have to be open for a lot of things like this. It comes with it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it comes with it. Yes. And right now, my anger is that she's acting as if she didn't know that such things could happen.
I got angry with him not because he took a second. I got angry with him because of his. I don't know what is he doing. He's always on social media talking about his family. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Are you the first? Are you the first?
I don't understand what he's doing. Going to and fro with it and dragging his family and that lady that the first wife. He's punishing her now. Everything to come up with stories.
Every girl will talk. Yes. The girl. Let me tell you the greatest victims of this whole Buhaha. The greatest victim is May and the little boy Dike.
Exactly, and use children as well because they are grown up.
Forget those ones. Forget those ones. Along the line, the innocent new boy. They started talking about his paternity. He's not the. Such things. He maybe was bettered by the other man. Things like that, and the boy's picture is everywhere. This is something that will grow forever. And tomorrow, the boy wants to talk in a normal meeting. They will not say you.
I say I'm okay.
We know who bettered you. I just saw.
And you see, the internet never forgets. 100 years from now, they're going to pull up those photos and then.
It doesn't. Brother, maybe in another form they will generate it.
Yes.
Even if it's not if there's not Facebook anymore, but there will be something else that they used to generate it.
Some of the photos we see on Facebook are photos from the 20s, for the 1920s. You understand what I'm saying?
It was saved somewhere.
It's crazy. He's not manning up. I detest that. He's not manning up. If you want to be polygamous, you have already committed. You have already started. You have already. Yes, stick to it. Not running helter-skelter. Start making things seem as they are not, as if the whole thing. But like I said, polygamy for me, I repeat, it's not a crime. It's not an abomination. There's nothing illegal about it. In Nigeria.
In Nigeria, yes, in Nigeria.
Supports that.
Yes, Nigeria.
When people think about polygamy, think about Casanovas or honey men going out hunting for women. No, that's not what happens. Probably part
Let me tell you,
but that's not exactly what happens.
There are also political viewpoint to polygamy.
Yeah.
That's why you see the likes of Atiku getting married to so many men. After Atiku got married to a Yoruba woman, his first wife, Titi, the one from Osun State. He went home to Adamawa after customs service. He needed to do politics. You cannot carry a Yoruba woman and do local politics in Adamawa, where you're running for governor. What would she tell them? Do you understand what I'm saying?
She doesn't speak the local language, so.
Yeah, so he has to take somebody from his place. Afterwards, his value began to increase. He needed to marry a neighbor woman. You understand? To increase his influence. After I had been with the girl, dating the girl for a long time, he married Jennifer from Onitsha. These are political strategies. That is it.
Here is the thing. Those families that Atiku married, because I think it's a top G. Those families they married from are now economically emancipated because the Atiku flows to them. Flows to them. You understand? So reducing poverty. Let's go back to just Ned of yesterday. Can't you see how the life of Regina and her poor mother changed overnight? Even his brother. Exactly.
The other day, I ran to his younger brother. I ran into one of his brother at an event. If you see the massive, not so massive, but at least he was driving a very clean GLK. Then the other one was driving a Fence. Ordinarily, they wouldn't afford it.
They wouldn't.
You understand what I'm saying?
Who does
they wouldn't. Small boys. So I saw them. They were just acting high. I'm like, good. Net money got to you guys. Yes. Now, talking about that political perspective, it also accounts for Ned marrying Regina.
Yeah.
Ned had been marrying women who are from Morocco, blah blah blah. So for his political purpose, he had to get a what's her name? A Regina who was from same village with him.
Yeah. Another thing that I have issues with. You see polygamy as practice in some areas in the northern Nigeria. Because let's face it, if you are poor, you shouldn't have any business with polygamy.
With polygamy, I agree.
If you are below average in socioeconomic status, you shouldn't have anything to do with polygamy. You should forget about it. Because at the end of the day, let's say you married 5 women. Let's say each woman gives you 5 children. That's 20 children. If you can't afford it, you've created a mess. You've created a problem. You're no longer helping society. You're no longer helping to alleviate poverty anywhere. You've created a massive social problem there. That's why when we talk about these things, we also need to reflect. Because if you say polygamy across the board, what is going to happen is that paupers are going to start marrying, making babies.
We're not saying
that's another
that.
problem on its own.
Even in the African context, you understand? Traditional African setting, poor people never got into polygamy. It was those who had bands of yam, who had large farmlands, who needed people to work on them. So never at any time has polygamy been for the poor. No matter the narrative people are trying to push now. Never has there been a time where poor people began to contemplate poverty. Because you're going to need to reason well and eat before you start talking about second one. Now you don't need to, just like what people used to say, this is one thing you don't advise people on. So telling me, I see no reason says people say, polygamy is not for the poor. Who is poor? There is no poor person who has engaged in polygamy. So that's just it. So but what we are saying generally is this: polygamy is not bad. Those who are capable should take more wives. That's what I'm saying. This is my position.
It spreads the wealth.
Poverty. Spreads the wealth. Then keep some of these women out of danger. You see, I'm from the Okija axis of Anambra. My parents are from there. And I'm not an Aroch woman. 2 bad places. I can confidently tell you. So if you see where these women, these single ladies, that's when I see them on social media, I'll be wondering, who are these ones walking up and down my village? You understand? If you see, my village exports nothing. My father's village, all those Ihembos or Okija, they export nothing more than spiritual distance. That's their major export. You understand? So you come to my place from the Okija Junction or Hembos Junction, you see asking for addresses of one native doctor. This how they walk up and down my village, and these women walking up and down, saying they are doing all room, saying they are coming with men's name. I'm not lying to you. It's not nice. So plenty. So this is what they come to my village to do all the time, and I'm wondering who are they doing it for? Now we are saying, let's make this thing a lot easier. Christianity has made things worse for you guys by coming to say monogamy, demonizing polygamy. And most of you are left almost stranded that will resort to you spend. How can somebody spend almost 200,000 to work to get a husband? Imagine. Husband that should be coming and you'll be doing guy. So the ones that used to come to us then and we'll be saying, your mommy will tell you, go and pray, choose one out of these 3 people. Back then, now we are praying.
You're the one hustling for husbands.
Hustling.
Back in the days,
we will have plenty name. Our own is we have plenty then. Our own then is our parents will ask us to go and choose who we want out of them. You now come back and say, I don't like him, I like him, not jamming, or I like him, not Lagos. They will not tell the man, we'll come back next week. They will not give the man a phone call. No, so you realize how these young women now. So I see their problem. I foresee what they are going through. You know, if we can begin to normalize this thing, even the resentment from young women towards the same who are actually the first wives will be lesser. You understand? Even the second wife will not be going in with the mentality of going to fight. Then those ones, they will know they are receiving a sister.
And I actually think it's crass selfishness when you are married to a man like Atiku and want to keep him to yourself, his billions to yourself. When people are suffering in Nigeria, it's selfishness. Only you. People like Atiku is worth more than $5 billion. People like Atiku is worth a lot of money. Then you want to keep you only to yourself. Now what for you?
Only Wakako. And there are many women walking up and down. But you realize that women, just I don't want to say they don't get judged. Sometimes I sat down and said, well, I don't blame women. How am I expecting them to accommodate their fellow women? Women who wake up and give their house help leftover food. This is a small girl of 30 years or 12 who is living with you, who is not even sleeping with your husband. This one is not a second wife. She didn't do anything because that she's helping you. You wake up and see, they wake up and give such a child leftover food. You realize that most of them don't have the tendency to love their fellow women. If they had the tendency, they can accommodate a second person. So that's just what we're saying. And it's almost time. I think we'll spend 1 hour here already.
Yeah, I think we've talked enough.
And I'll find ways. I was trying to share this video, but I will do that much later.
Share it afterwards because it will still be online there.
Okay. That's fine. But one thing I want to do today is to correct some impression, and that is the fact that demand for gender equality and gender advocacy doesn't have to do with hating men. You understand? So
exactly.
For those who want to say, no, it doesn't have to.
I've seen some of I read a lot of what you write. I read a lot of what you write. Like, when I read what you write, I'll be like, okay, if this is what feminism is all about, I can embrace this. But if this is not what it is, it's not about hating men. It's about equality. Then you have to demand for an equal playing ground. Then you come and compete. And if you win, you win.
That's what we're saying. You understand? So, feminism doesn't have to do with him, man. You have to understand that for your own right to be guaranteed, you must respect the right of the man too. So that's it. And then again, like I said, my position remains the same. Polygamy is not to be demonized, you know. And then on a very easy and very sultry aspect, women actually do threesome, foursome. They will call you, you bring your friend, 2 of you will sleep with one man on the bed. He will touch you small, touch her small, touch you small, touch her small. In the morning you are going, they give you people money, you go home happily. And if you can do that, what's stopping you from polygamy? Because that's the subtle part of polygamy, So I'm just joking about that. But that's how these things, I view some of these things. I think Because, like you said, sharing wealth, giving homes to some of these girls.
That's actually the most important part of it. In Nigeria, it's important. If a man is well-to-do, let him share the wealth. Don't be selfish. Don't
let him share the wealth. You know, yes, and then that is just it. And like I said again, divorce is like the list of the last option. Before divorce should be considered, it should be life should be at stake. Anything short of that, marriage must learn to be worked out.
Exactly. I just want to make a final comment before you leave. Divorce, like what the problem with divorce nowadays is that people go into marriage with this idea that it's about happiness, it's about you being happy. Our mothers and our grandmothers, they went into knowing that it's hard work, it's perseverance, it's compromise, it's honor, it's duty. It's not about happiness. Marriage is not about happiness. Marriage sucks. It sucks, but it's important.
Because you're dealing with a human being.
Yes, who grew up in a separate family.
Who has emotional issues, who has emotional makeup, different makeup.
If that's your preparation, if like that's your basic preparation for marriage, then you're going to fail. If you think you're going to
even divorce and separation doesn't make you happy. It
doesn't solve it now. Sometimes
it doesn't solve it.
A kind of snakes, full of like poisonous snakes. Sometimes when you divorce, that's the beginning of your problems. That's the beginning of your problem.
You more or less like you unearthed a problem.
There will be anger. The children will be everywhere because you guys are no longer together. You don't even know what you're doing anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe when next we'll talk about it, when next we'll talk about
your children,
men, boyfriends. When next we'll talk about this, I think I'm going to start a talk show on this gender affairs. When we'll talk about the effect of divorce on the children, parents should stop being selfish.
Nobody talks about that. Nobody. It's not about me. I'm not happy in the marriage. No. No.
What about the children?
Yeah. Because I've never met a child who is happy their parents are divorced. Not one. And I've been around. They are always asking,
you have.
Mommy, where's daddy? Or daddy, where's mommy?
The
depressing question. No matter
how old they grow. So I think we'll take this topic some other time and view from that perspective. Thank you very much. I think I'm gonna.
All right, thank you.
Have a great time.
I'm glad for you. Like you made that time for me to have this conversation with you. I'm so happy. Thank you very much. You can actually log off. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so Tabitha is gone now. So the baseline of what you've talked about is very simple. If you cannot afford it, you have no business getting yourself involved in the polygamous marriage. But like, there are people who can afford it. You understand? Most of you guys out there, usually what you think is, I'm not going to share my man. I'm going to be with him alone. I don't want any other woman in the picture. It's going to be only me or nothing. No, it doesn't work that way in Nigeria. You understand? Like we said earlier on, we don't have like a financial social net like they do in the West, whereby you could get paid for just being at home. You could get a weekly payment for just being at home. You know, you could get paid if you're divorced. You could get paid if you've got kids and all of that. In Nigeria, we don't have that. So we have to make do with what we have. And what do we have? We have a situation whereby we have 5% of high-value men who have all the money, who have all the properties, who have all the businesses, who control the economy of the country. They are there. And most of them, even the ones that are monogamous, they have mistresses. You know what I'm saying? So that's our own way of redistributing this wealth that they've acquired. That's the only way for you to redistribute the wealth. So it doesn't even matter. You are against polygamy or whatever. If your husband is a high-value man, if he earns more than 20 million naira in a year, because that's my benchmark for measuring who is a high-value man or whatever. If he earns more than 20 million naira in a year in Nigeria, he has mistresses. Probably you are the formal wife. He's trying to assuage the monogamous yearnings of the society. He's going to do that. He's going to keep you at home. You are the wife. He's got mistresses, because most of the time he's not even the one going out looking for these girls. These girls will be looking for, because there's poverty in the land. So what our ancestors actually did was like, okay, it's fine. We understand that all fingers are not equal. So the high-value men took most of the wives. Even all the way back in the days of Charlemagne, if you've read history, Alexander the Great, these were all guys who had like influence. People like Genghis Khan, these are men who had money, who had influence. They had to spread their wealth. In doing that, they also spread their seed. So if you guys are coming here, most of you are dating married women. I don't even understand why you would be against polygamy. I don't understand that. The sheer hypocrisy pisses me off. So if you want to be in a monogamous marriage, what you deserve is an average guy or a below average guy who doesn't earn a lot. Probably he's not going to be able to afford to be a polygamous man. He's going to be with you. He's going to keep you as the only wife and as the only woman in his life. That's fine. But my problem is you can't want a high value man and then insist on a monogamous marriage. It's not going to work. Because in the preamble to this show, what I actually did was I read a bit of studies that have been done on dating sites. Women are actually the ones fueling this polygamy thing. We didn't evolve. Polygamy is not even out of fashion. It's still in vogue. Because if you take a random woman out of the population, most women out of the population ask them, what do you want in a man? The things that they're going to tell you they want in a man are the things that actually fuels polygamy. They're going to tell you want him to be at least above 6 feet tall. You want him to make, a certain amount of money. He needs to be able to provide for us. He needs to be able to, if he's powerful, that's actually an extra. If he has political connection, that's actually an extra. Those men are the top 5% of every population. It doesn't even matter what system is in place. But usually what happens is that they are the ones who are going to be sleeping with all the women. And they are the ones that you're going to, even when you're on Instagram, you, Jennifer, Chinasa, Neka, Ifoma, when you're on Instagram, you look, what do you look for? If he's blue ticked, or if you see that, okay, he's high value, those are the ones that you don't go for the broke guys. And then you think you're the only one who sees this value in this man. No, he's a gold mine. A lot of other women want him as much as you do, even more than you do. So usually what happens is that he's going to end up sleeping with all of you. That's exactly what fuels polygamy. So you can't eat your cake and have it. So if you want to be in a monogamous marriage, your best bet is being with a man who is below average socioeconomically. You can't have it both ways. That's how life works. Until such a time in Nigeria whereby we are able to say, okay, it's fine. We now have a financial social net that you can fall back on. You don't actually need to get married to survive or to get the basic Maslow's needs of life. You don't need to get married to get all of those. No, it's fine. But until then, we've not gotten to that. And we're not going to get to that point in the next 100 years. You see the way Nigeria is going, there's no hope of us getting to that point whereby probably with the system we're able to take care of the basic needs of people. You're going to have to settle with polygamy, or you deal with an average guy. See these big Cubanas of this world, the e-monies, those ones that tickle your fancy, those ones you want to be wives to. No, it's not going to happen. They have mistresses, they have women, they fly women in from abroad, from Rwanda, from South Africa, from wherever. So we live in reality, not in your delusions. Guys, I didn't mean this to be a rant or whatever, but I think Tabitha did a good job. She's a very exposed woman. She knows her stuff. She's in the media. She's a politician. She knows a lot of people. She's actually a very well-connected woman. I think she did justice to it. We didn't cover the entirety of the things that we wanted to cover today because of time constraint. It's Christmas as well. She needs to be with her family. Thank you very much for watching. You can come back and watch this session wherever you have time. Thank you very much for your time, and then God bless you all. It was a nice session with Tabitha. The last time I was with her was in 2019. I went to her studio in Ikeja. I was a guest. We were talking politics in I think it was Kiss FM or something. Yeah, it was a nice. I went there a few times and everything. I like women who are realistic, knowledgeable, and who are studious, because most of these people who come on social media to talk about stuff like the ones that we've discussed, they don't even know, they don't have a grasp of the reality on ground. They just talk out of emotions and then that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.